Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm exploring worlds.
And I'm Claire, and I'm running for Coven Leader.
And this is
Make That Game, where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that won't ever get made. Believe it or not, we don't do that.
Well, you do that sometimes.
Well, for very loosely, yes. For a certain definition of sometimes, which involves no times.
You make video games sometimes. That's the truth. That's the truth, and
I guess you don't have to release them
to make them. Exactly. I've made a video game.
Oh.
I think we've already talked about it. It's the hamburger from Game Maker in like 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2.
Yeah. That's what the world needs more of.
Honestly, I really wish I could.
When do we get Hamburger 2?
I really want to open that game someday and play it because it's very funny.
If you ever find the file, I think I can get it open.
Yeah, my dad might have it because he backs up every single computer we've ever had, ever.
Excellent. So, perfect.
It's actually possible that game exists somewhere.
That's called archiving, and it's actually a valuable service.
Yeah,
Everybody loves an archive.
Yeah, he might, unless I told him it's okay to delete. Then, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Our cat is attacking the door.
He needs to be in where we are.
He needs to be in here.
He wants to pitch a game.
He's got an idea.
That's what we do on this podcast. We're going to pitch game ideas to each other, and we are going to then forget them.
Yeah. Pitch them and ditch them.
But we hope you, listener, enjoy them. That's really why we're here.
Yeah. What's your game idea?
My game idea is Nightmare Fighter.
Okay.
I did just come up with the name Nightmare Fighter, but...
Okay. All right. And is it like Street Fighter?
No, not even a little bit. You know I don't like Street Fighter.
That doesn't mean that you can't come up with a game idea that is a Street Fighter.
No, that's true. Okay, so the idea, I want it to look like, as far as art style, it's going to look like Stardew Valley.
Okay.
And the idea is kind of...
Like with view and everything, or are you just talking pixel? Okay. All right. So top, 3/4, top down. Okay. All right.
And you are a nightmare fighter.
Oh, okay.
And you get hired by villages to fight the nightmares.
Okay.
And so...
Wait, multiple villages? Like you wander the land?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you come to a village. They're small villages, but you'd see from the big view, at nighttime, you'd see nightmares popping up on screen, and you have to fly to them and go fight them.
You fly to them?
While people are sleeping. Yeah.
Wait, okay. Hold on.
There's even more mechanics. We're not even...
Is a nightmare fighter a creature?
I guess kind of. I see him kind of like a Sandman.
Oh, okay. So like magical.
Yeah. You got it. You're going inside people's nightmares, so...
Oh, okay. I should just let you talk about the mechanics. All right. And
so basically, you're in a town that's hired you for nightmare fighting, and it'll be nighttime, and then you'll see thought bubbles appear over the houses that are having nightmares, and so you go in, and you enter the nightmare, and then inside, and this is where I'm kind of loosey goosey on it. I want to do some cool mechanics with dream symbolism. I haven't quite figured out how to do that. Kind of like a dream dictionary kind of thing. So maybe you replace negative omens with positive omens, and you have to collect the omens. So there's a resource collection part of the game. But I also want you to actually battle sleep demons.
Okay. Well, I kind of like that because I don't know much about dream symbolism, dream reading, but I do know if you dream of a snake, that represents betrayal or something like that. And so that does add a collectible, like you said, resource kind of system where different dreams can have those. I don't know what you use them for, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's a ready-made fits the theme system.
So you could get. I was really playing with how to do this because I also was it would be cool if you were planting ideas in people's minds through dreams, but that just felt way too complicated to make a game.
No, but like,
Could you do that? I don't know if you could do that.
you actually could. All right, you could do that, right? So certain demons spawn certain kinds of dream symbols,
Yeah.
and like maybe you have to defeat them, and then you like get that symbol, and then you can use those in other dreams.
Oh, okay.
So like there's like a demon of betrayal, right? So he seeds nightmares about betrayal. So he uses all kinds of snakes.
Yeah.
And you defeat him, you get snake symbols, and then you go into another dream where the demon inside is like weak versus snakes for whatever reason.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
I don't know the exact.
No, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can see where you're going. So instead of like planting like negative dreams, that's where I was like, well, I don't want them to be like planting negative dreams to people. But it's like they're using them to battle the negative demons. Yeah. And I see each level kind of Mario-esque in a way, more like Kirby. Like going through a dream and you're like maybe collecting symbols, you're fighting like minor dream disturbances, and then at the end is like a boss who's the demon.
So I'm surprised that you went for Mario and Kirby, because what you just described was Link's Awakening, which has like the same kind of like view as Stardew Valley already. So like it directly translates.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be a dungeon though.
Oh, okay. You don't want the person's dream.
The dream is more of a platformer situation versus a dungeon situation.
Oh, wait. Okay, but in like with the camera view of Stardew Valley?
No, so when you enter a dream, so there's two game phases, which you love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's like town phase where it's like the daytime and you're like doing stuff in town. Maybe you're getting to know people. Maybe there's clues you can get to their dreams by talking to people, etc. You can get resources. You can go shopping or whatever. And that's the Link's Awakening view. And then at night, when you enter a dream, it's like playing a Kirby level.
Okay. I think I see where this is going. Also, it gave me an idea for you.
Yes.
I'm giving this out for free.
Oh, wow. Usually charge me big bucks for this.
When you talk to people in town, they will just over exposition, overshare about their like hopes and dreams and stuff. So you'll get an idea of what their dreams will be like. So like if someone is like, oh, I really think that my neighbor is out to get me, and then like, well, I'll just, because it's the only one I know, that's this, you'll know that if you go into that person's dream, you can get a snake because he's going to be dreaming about betrayal.
Yeah, so you can kind of piece together.
And that that resource element is actually, you go, like, you gather weapons from the dreams of the townsfolk to fight the dream demon, who is kind of like, instead of being directly inside of a dream, he is just like a dark cloud over the town. So like he is infesting the dreams with like evil spirits, and those are like the mini monsters and like mini bosses and stuff that you fight. But like once you collect enough symbols from the people's normal dreams, or maybe the correct symbols, then you can fight the big bad.
Well, yeah, so it's kind of like each town will have like a bigger bad.
Yeah.
And each dream has like a mini boss.
Yeah.
And then who can be repeated, like the demon of like betrayal, since that's been the one we've been using, could be in multiple dreams. It's funny, I'm like, Taylor Swift did call us and tell us to talk about snakes, so it is an Easter egg, just so everyone listening knows.
I forgot that Taylor Swift called us personally and told us to talk about snakes.
This is part of the
for
Rep
the
TV.
Easter egg.
Yeah. This is part of the drop, so
okay.
so you're all aware.
Interesting.
Note that in your notebooks or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, just Taylor Swift.
Taylor-brained.
Yeah.
What a Swiftie.
Sometimes. So that's basically it. And I wanted there to be some kind of overarching plot of like who summoned all these dream demons, and there's a big, big, big bad at the end, so it's like a fun little adventure to figure out what's going on. And I did think about how this is kind of like the Kirby game. Isn't there a Kirby game where everyone has nightmares? And
there's Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, also known as Kirby Adventure.
I thought there was one where he literally was like people were having nightmares, and that, I mean, people like stole dreams or something.
So I'm pretty sure in Nightmare in Dreamland, King Dedede took the dream scepter.
Okay, yes.
And then no one could have dreams at all.
It was like slightly inspired by that idea.
Okay.
But not obviously the same game because I've never even played that game.
Yeah.
And a little bit kind of like the game, I forget what it was called, the one where you sing to defeat ghosts.
Sing to defeat ghosts?
Yeah, remember? This is a long time ago. It's this cute little game, and the town is haunted, and you have to come sing to them, and you sing by playing like different keys on the keyboard.
Bard song?
Something song. Maybe it was Bard song. Anyway, kind of like that too, because you're going to different locations and like defeating demons and stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, those are my inspos.
Okay, nice. And what about that spirit game on the Switch with all the funny? No.
Oh, okay. No, not that
There's
one.
no dreams at all in that one. That's just ghosts.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Cool. Wow.
Cool. That's my game.
Here's $5 million. Make it happen.
You're hiding $5 million from me.
Well, it's 5 million make that game dollars.
Oh, well then, yeah. That they have a different value.
Yeah. It's MGD instead of USD or even AUD or CAD. That's all the dollars that I know of.
You know more
I
than
just
that.
named all the dollars.
You know more.
Sand dollars. And this just became a over the garden wall semi-reference.
How so?
Isn't there a scene where Greg, the young one, that's Greg, right?
Yeah.
He's like walking down and he's just naming all kinds of things, and then he's like, and that's all the names that wouldn't be good for the frog or something.
Well, yes.
Cut all this out. This is embarrassing.
I'm not
this
doing
is dumb.
that. Nope. I'm not cutting it out. It's not dumb. It's cute.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
I see where you're going with it. It just wasn't so related that made me jump to that.
I said it was a semi-reference.
Yes.
A semi-reference.
We've been talking about Over the Garden Wall recently. That's why it's on the brain.
Yeah, it's on the brain.
Okay, well then that's my idea. So it's now your turn to do your idea.
My turn?
Yeah.
My little turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have a game idea?
Maybe. Okay. No.
No.
Or not one. Now that I'm sitting here about to say it, none that are baked enough.
Well, I've done pretty
Quarter-baked.
half-baked games.
Oh no, not even half baked.
Well, let's go. Let's try to make.
Okay.
Let's bake it. Let's cook. Let's cook on live.
Okay, so I was thinking a lot about gophers.
Yes. Yeah. Makes sense.
And yards and gardens.
I follow.
And so, gopher stealth game.
Oh yeah, this is good.
And garden yard city builder.
Okay.
Were like the two ideas, and I actually wanted to combine them.
I think we could.
But I didn't get to the step where they were actually combined not even until now. Because I forgot that I needed to come up with a full game. I in my head I was like, oh yeah, I got ideas. But no, they're like 2-word ideas. Okay. All right.
Hey, you just need one more word and then we can make a full game about it because we use 3 words all the time.
Right. I'm having a brain blast though. Like, okay, what if? No, well, dang it. All right. I was thinking like the city builder aspect. I was thinking like it's Mario Maker for like a stealth game, right? Where people make levels. That's the garden building aspect. And then the groundhog, you play as the groundhog to like infiltrate and get the vegetables. But maybe that's not a intriguing idea.
I think. Can I tell you what I think?
Okay.
I think you're playing as the groundhog the whole time.
Okay.
And the city builder part is you're building your groundhog city.
Okay.
Under the shed.
Under the shed. Okay, so you collect a mass of groundhogs.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so you build all the burrows and stuff, but like, I guess what resources do groundhogs have? Like,
I mean, they don't have to. It doesn't have to be real.
No, well,
so...
no, but I guess different kinds of vegetables.
Yeah, and I think they could plant it themselves, and that would be cute.
Do groundhog? Oh wait, hold on a second. No, these aren't little woodchucks that are messing with a human's garden. These are little groundhogs,
Well,
ground chucks, wood hogs that they go up to the surface and farm themselves. Oh, you build like scarecrows because hawks can swoop down and take your little surface farmers.
Yeah, and I think you still can mess with humans' gardens and do the stealth part to like get supplies. Like you need to garden, you need seeds. Like they need to get carrots to have carrots.
You can like do daring raids.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You getting there?
We've got some ideas going on here. Okay. You build. All right. So it's mostly building a massive tunnel system, and then you can build like multiple. Do groundhogs build massive tunnel systems?
When you were asking, I already knew I would say I have no idea because I know so little about them. I know how cute they look, and that's about it.
Okay, I know like prairie dogs, which aren't woodchucks.
No.
I think they have extensive networks with like multiple tunnels.
But again, it doesn't have to be like groundhog accurate because we already said that they're planting crops, so it's not.
If we're okay, here's a little mini game design discussion for the day.
Well, don't make it mini because we don't have an idea for a discussion today.
If you've got like theming going on, you at least you've got to have the theming at least hit like the pop culture version, right? The cat is freaking out there. He really wants to be in our little podcast studio, and we are not letting him in.
Okay, anyway, go back to the theme.
Okay, so like, if my game is okay, it's a city builder, but groundhogs. It needs to be at least accurate enough to groundhogs that like a layman will be like, yes, I recognize that this is a groundhog thing. Like there's a beaver city builder, right? And if I haven't actually played it myself, so I just assume that there is water and there is wood and the beavers like chew that down.
I like how you're like, this game is a perfect example of this. I have no idea what it's like, but I assume it is.
If I bought this game, I forget even the name, but if I bought this beaver city builder, right, and they never interacted with wood in any way, and there was no water, if it was just like, oh yeah, they're beavers in a desert and they dig in the sand, I'd be like, no. You're not doing anything with the beaver theme there.
Okay. Well, I have good news for you.
Okay.
Groundhogs can excavate over 700 pounds of dirt when making their burrow, and their burrows contain multiple chambers. And they have two types of burrows, summer and winter. So you have a seasonality aspect to the game as well.
Oh. So wait, you've got to prepare for the winter, build in the summer. Like you're in the summer home, but you've got to both expand that and also prepare for the winter home? Nice. That's a nice little...
They usually have multiple openings.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, so it works out for you.
Okay, perfect. Multiple openings.
Thank you. I have to cite my sources, wildlifeinformer.com.
Okay, well, all right. That's the Groundhog City Builder.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's cute.
We kind of spread the ideas out through the idea.
Yeah,
but I like to like normally wrap it up.
Yeah, do you want to wrap it up? Go wrap it up. You can't wrap it up
because I didn't.
All right, I'll wrap it up.
Okay.
All right. So this Groundhog City Builder game where you play as a cute little groundhog who has to build their burrow, collect resources, learn how to garden, and prepare for each season and grow your burrow and your community each season that passes. Does that sound good?
Did you mention the daring raids?
And daring raids to get resources. There you go.
On human gardens. All right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Just because I didn't start with like my bullet point list of actual ideas. I just had the elevator pitch blurb, the as the door closes blurb.
Right.
I did not have the succinct describe them up. What do you call them?
I don't know.
The bullet point
summary is
summary.
Hello, kids. Today we're going to assign you a describe them up of the 3 chapters in your book.
Yeah. Listeners, if this is your first episode, I do like to just use words.
It's always like
to them.
Yeah.
And then just hope that conveys the idea.
Maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a Learn 'em Up game today. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. During the rapid fire round.
Classics.
All right. The next segment that we go into here is the game design discussion topic. Again, I'm assuming that you're a first-time listener, so I'm going in depth.
You always have to, yeah.
We discuss some kind of game design related topic, and we talk about our opinions and ideas regarding it, bounce back and forth a little, and hopefully people can walk away with some like actual actionable like, yeah, I should think about that in my game. And today I'm going to talk about inventory size.
Oh, did we talk about this already?
Uh,
Even if we did, let's rehash. Also, that episode is probably like 50 episodes away.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what listeners, we have new microphones as of like 10 episodes ago. We have a new studio that as of like 2 episodes ago. Studio in quotes. It's very fancy, I promise. It is not a closet.
It's been more than 2 episodes, hasn't it?
It's like 2 or 3. It's like very
few,
yeah.
Oh.
In the studio, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just feel like I come down here a lot more often than 2 or 3 times. Well, all right,
to do other things. Oh. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
What else am I doing in the podcast studio?
Oh, I thought you meant in the basement. I'm like, there's lots of things to do in the basement.
Correct. Yeah, no, the podcast studio specifically.
Okay, I feel like maybe it's like the 5th episode in the studio. I don't know.
That feels more correct to my little brain.
Yeah, because I fully soundproofed it 2 weeks ago. So
okay.
Anyway, well, fully. I mean, better than it was before.
But what Claire's getting at is it's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world, and you might as well hear us talk about inventory in so much better sound quality. You know,
that's true. You might not even be able to make out what we were saying before.
Who knows?
So I've been playing No Man's Sky, which is a game about being in space alone, and sometimes there's aliens, and you fly a little spaceship around, and you collect resources, and you cook food, and all the space stuff that you'd expect. And I recently started a new file. A new file means starting from scratch, and one of the methods or one of the like progression lines in the game is expanding your inventory space. And not only is it expanding your inventory space, there's like 7 kinds of inventory space to expand.
Oh wow.
And right, cuz you have basically your actual inventory, which is where you keep items and resources like usable stuff. That's where your oxygen and your, why can't I think, ferrite and all that stuff. Yeah, basically rocks and minerals go.
Little pocket items.
Then you have your technology slots, which are in effect like they're upgrades for like, oh, you can sprint 11% longer, you can survive in toxic environments 9% longer, hazmat gloves and stuff. It's like an upgrade inventory. And
outfits.
It doesn't visually change your character, but yeah. And so that is, I mean, it's part of the inventory screen. It has a certain number of slots. It limits how many upgrades that you can apply at a time because you have to get more inventory upgrades in order to fit more upgrades. So now you're already working with 2. You get a spaceship. Your spaceship also has the technology slots and the actual inventory slots. Those both upgrade independently. And then your like main like weapon in the game is called a multi-tool, and that's like your weapon and your mining thing.
Your Leatherman.
Yeah, your Leatherman. Yeah, exactly. That has only technology slots. And all 3 of these are independent. Oh, then you have storage, which you get new designs to build new storage containers throughout the game. Then you have frigates, which have their own inventory and technology slots. So it's got all these different things. And when I'm starting my new file and I have a limited amount and I'm like collecting all these resources and I don't have like this vast expanse of inventory slots, it's burning me. I'm like running around. Oh, let me collect some of these eggs. Oh, inventory's full because I've got two chromatic metals. Okay, do I drop the chromatic metals, which are kind of hard for me to get at this point, or do I just not pick up the egg? But the egg is worth 10,000 credits, and I only have 2,000 credits, and I need 100,000 credits to buy these things. And the progression of the inventory is like, it feels like it's really holding me back. And I can't even remember if I found it like fun or engaging like the first time I played through. But like, I don't think that inventory progression is an interesting method of progression in most, if not all, games.
Okay.
That's my thesis statement
Okay.
here. Do you disagree? It sounds like you disagree.
I don't. I want to talk it out because I don't really have an opinion yet, to be honest. Because I haven't played a lot of games that impose this.
Yeah.
My first thought while you were describing it, well, Subnautica definitely had inventory progression. But it did it a little differently. It was literally just like storage. So like there was no delineation of like it's this thing for this thing, this thing for this thing. You know, it's just like you had space. You could find other like bins and stuff.
Yeah.
It was very like practical, I would say, inventory, where it's like you literally needed like a bin and then that would be where you put stuff. Was Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, where you have like your outfit inventory, your weapons, your bows, your shields, and your materials. And I think they managed it really well because what they had is basically unlimited. Well, it wasn't unlimited because I actually got to the end of it, but...
Oh, for materials?
For cooked food.
Oh.
You can actually have, because I like way over prepared when I was about to fight to finish the first game. I like had so much prepared for that. And they were like, oops, can't carry all that. So cooked food had a limit, but it was a really big limit.
Yeah.
The actual raw materials did not have a limit.
Yeah. So, yeah,
But the shields, the bows, and the swords all were limited, and you could collect things to increase those slots.
Yes. So I will say Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I think, are a well-designed example. Maybe not my favorite still, but it's actually a well-designed example of what I'm talking about here. Because like you said, the stuff that like doesn't really matter that you should be able to have infinite of, like you do have infinite or theoretically
the possibility of it.
Yeah. Like you don't need to limit the materials because the game wants you to collect tons and tons of materials, especially Tears of the Kingdom. Food, I could see it having a limit just for practicality, but it seems like it's high enough that like the average person won't hit that limit. And the weapons, those limits are implemented, at least in my opinion, to drive like the gameplay that the developers wanted. They want you to have certain items and like they want them to break. They want you to have to make choices about like, am I going to take this heavy or not heavy, but like this big damage but low durability item that I know I'm only going to get like 6 swings out of, or am I going to take like a high durability medium damage item instead? And then when it runs out, like you can just pick up a new one, but where you are limits like which ones are available. And I think that they're very intelligently like planning out like this is the gameplay flow that I want. Whereas like in No Man's Sky, and here's the kicker about this, I'm not even playing like the survival mode, which even more limits the inventory by reducing the amount of items you can have like in a stack. So like carbon, I can have 9,999 carbons in one inventory slot.
Right.
That's reasonable. In survival mode, I don't know what they cut that down to, but like if I had carbon taking up more than one inventory slot, I'd put the game down.
Yeah.
But I guess if I was gonna Breath of the Wild, No Man's Sky, I think the technology slots, limit those all you want, make that an upgrade path. But locking like making like the resources which you're supposed to be collecting and not necessarily like you like they fit in the same space in my opinion as Breath of the Wild, where like you're supposed to collect like everything that you see basically.
Right. And it encourages you to do that if it's unlimited. Like that's part of the like game design to push you into the kind of gameplay you want.
Yeah. And I don't even think that it needs to be like unlimited, but like if it just starts you with 50 slots, 30 slots, you know,
Yeah, so start high.
Start high and like maybe even have like an upgrade that like doubles it that you lock behind some amount of content like that. Okay, cool. I think you start with like 10 slots in No Man's Sky, like 10 to 15, which is not a lot. Even when you have the ship, which also has like 10 to 15 to start with of like resource inventory. So yeah, I think resource inventory should be practically unlimited to start with. And then like weapons, and in No Man's Sky's case, like upgrades, like technologies, inventory, limit that as much as you want. Make that a key progression point. I care less about that, but God, just let me carry all the oxygen and carbon that I want to carry.
Yeah. And I will say to this conversation that even though I do think Breath of the Wild handles it in a way that reflects gameplay, it is one of the least satisfying things to upgrade. Like I'm never like, oh yeah, I finally got that extra slot. And sometimes like each slot costs more. So it just gets, and in that one you're doing Korok seeds, right? Is what it is. But it's like, it just doesn't feel exciting at all. Like it just feels like a chore. Whereas like collecting outfits, which is not an inventory slot, but I just mean like that's another upgrade thing where like you might have to go on a lot of quests to get it. You have to like pay money. You have to collect all these things to get it. It's like so exciting because you get so many ups from that.
Oh yeah, whereas, you're like, oh yeah, now I'm at 12 defense.
It's like, ooh, I can carry one more sword at a time.
Yeah.
Cool. And like it does impact gameplay. It makes you, it does impact the way you can play, but it doesn't feel that cool. It's not very satisfying.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing to talk about. Yeah, the satisfaction of it.
Like I almost would prefer, I think, all games just start you with the amount of inventory they want you to have.
Right. And
make it hard or make it easy, whatever, but like pick. Don't make me upgrade for it.
Yeah, and the wild thing is like I like a lot of limitations. You can pretty much see what the developer wanted to really limit. Like you could see why the game is designed in the way that it is. Like I said with the weapons and stuff. Oh, they are driving a certain gameplay element. But like the upgrade path of getting new inventory slots in like No Man's Sky, it's like almost entirely a convenience thing rather than I feel like I've progressed in any way. Like it goes back to the satisfaction thing. It's not satisfying to get an extra little slot because it's almost meaningless, because if I wanted to, I could play through the entire game and never once upgrade the inventory, and I could make that work. Like, I don't need to carry, like, certain resources are so readily available. I never actually need to, like, have a stock of them in my inventory. I could probably get away with just, like, 5 slots and, like, run around and have a grand old time. But it's just inconvenient. And inconvenience in video games, unless it has a very specific purpose, that's my real thesis statement.
Yeah, there, we just got to it.
Bite.
Yeah.
Inconvenience, unless it's got a very specific purpose. In video games, it's not what you want. I don't think that I got that into a very good. I'm sure that there's a way to like workshop it, but I tried to sound inspiring. I'm sorry, listeners.
You are inspiring.
I try. Well, not this episode.
Yeah.
This episode's sloppy doppy.
It's a good episode.
Yeah.
It's a good episode. People don't listen for a clean show. They listen because it's fun.
That's true. They listen for the hot takes.
I keep almost accidentally calling the emergency number on my phone.
Please don't do that. Please don't call the emergency.
That was the second time. That was the second time
room.
it said it was, would you like to emergency? And I was like, no.
Well, all right. Let's try to stop that from happening. Let's move into our next segment. All right. Remember, the person you're talking to this is their first episode. So you got to introduce this next segment real good.
Okay, this next segment is called the rapid fire round, but we do it 3 times. And what we're going to do is generate 3 random words We're going to come up with a video game based on those 3 words, including a name, and we only have 5 minutes to do so.
And we do it 3 times. Just to
I already said that.
I know. All right, I'm going to start the timer.
Okay.
I assume you have words up.
I'm ready.
All right. I started it.
Oh, well,
that's what the all right.
Okay.
What?
Falsify.
Uh-oh.
Irony.
Okay.
Tribute.
What?
I don't know. I don't know this one. This one, I don't know.
What?
Falsify, irony. Irony's hard. That's like a very...
Yeah.
Make it ironic. What's an ironic game?
I mean, okay. So, like, there's this concept in a lot of... Maybe not a lot of culture, but there's this concept of, like, ironic, like, deaths. Like, in Age of Sigmar, there is a god of undeath or death that likes to give ironic punishments to, like, souls.
Oh, okay. So not ironic death. Ironic.
Sorry, yeah, ironic in death, but I think also in, like, Elder Scrolls, you can play, like, an assassin type character, and I'm pretty sure at least some missions, maybe not every mission, but, like, you can assassinate in, like, ironic ways. And I can't think of any examples, so I don't know if this is actually real. But
That's his little paw.
But yeah, so I'm thinking that maybe we can do something with that. Like, maybe you're, like, an ironic assassin. Falsifying.
Well, okay, and so the reason he thought about death is because of tribute, I'm assuming?
No, just irony.
Okay,
I was trying to think of, like, a
okay.
gameplay way to incorporate irony and, like, being an assassin who has to do ironic deaths is, like, the only way I could think of it.
Okay. I don't know how you play that game. And yeah, falsify. Well, falsify could be that, like, the assassin, you're going to be, like, you know, undercover.
Undercover,
Tribute is what I don't really know.
Well, this is not the greatest game in the whole world. This is just a tribute.
To what?
I don't know.
No.
To the greatest game in the whole world, which is about an assassin. That's a Tenacious D R.I.P. reference.
I don't know.
You don't know the greatest song in the whole world?
I don't know who Tenacious D is.
Jack Black and Kyle Gass.
Oh, the movie?
Well, the movie is based. We've got 2 minutes left.
Is this a game yet?
No, it's not a game yet.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. All right, irony. This is where you have to harvest iron.
Okay.
From the mines.
Yes.
You're painting it gold. You're pretending you're selling gold. And you're using it to build a tribute. Because the people in town want to build a tribute to their leader in gold. And you can make a quick buck. And you're a traveling con man.
Okay, but wait, no, this...
No?
Well, because... Okay, you paint the gold, you paint the iron gold.
Yeah.
But then they go to melt it down to make the statue.
Oh, you're
and
right.
then the paint, like, they would instantly know.
Well, let's go back to, we're mining iron.
I do like looking for irony ground.
Yeah, you're looking for iron in the ground. Maybe the tribute is still true, but you're going to make an iron sculpture. And... no.
Okay, what if you are, like, a gold rush kind of baron, but specifically for, like, an iron rush?
Okay, yeah.
Right? And one of the things that you can do, this is like a Wild West, like, gold rush tycoon kind of game, but again, iron.
Yeah.
And you can, like, falsify claims.
About what iron can do.
No, on properties. So that you can mine it. So, like, you take over other people's properties. Like, that's like an evil thing that you can do in game. Tribute is you can also, like, have people work under you. Like you can make a deal with them. Like, you can keep your land claim, but you give me 10% of your iron as tribute.
Oh, okay. That's not really how tribute works.
Well, yes, it is. What?
No, you don't give money as tribute. I don't
think. Yes, you do.
Okay.
We've got 20 seconds
left. All right,
left.
well, there you go. It's called...
Irony Ground.
Irony Ground.
Wait, hold on. Before we go into the next round...
Okay, no, you're right.
Taxes are tribute.
No, it says a gift payment declaration. I always thought tribute had to be something, like, more meaningful than money, but...
No, money is the most meaningful thing. It makes the world go round.
Okay. Let's move on. All right,
I'm starting the timer in 3, 2, 1.
portion, practical, chord.
Like song? Chord?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, no.
CORD, folks. No H's in sight.
Not an H in sight.
How is that possible? Okay. Practical, portion, chord. Okay, is there another word for it? Like, does chord mean something besides like a cord of rope?
Probably not.
A moral, spiritual, or emotional bond. Oh, a unit of wood cut for fuel that's 4 by 4 by 8 feet or
That's
128
that's actually a
cubic
practical
feet.
portion. That's a practical portion.
Oh
right
my
there.
God, you're a lumberjack.
You're a lumberjack making chords.
You're a lumberjack who deals exclusively in chords.
And maybe this is a learn 'em up because you have to do math about how tall the trees are and how you have to cut them to make the perfect chord with the least amount left. So it's a math game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Also, I think that it would be interesting. Like, it would be I'm imagining very simple gameplay. Like almost like Flash game-esque.
Yeah,
like very simple
we
Flash
love a
game.
Flash game.
Like when you're chopping down the tree, you make like a sideways slashing motion with your mouse.
Oh, cool. So it's like it could also be a phone game if you're doing it that way.
Oh, yeah. And then when you're chopping like the actual like pieces of wood to go in the cord, like you do a downwards like chopping motion.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're using a phone, it could be an accelerometer, so like you could actually like
that'd be fun. I would
have
want
to
that as
swing
an
the phone.
option. You know, you can option, but otherwise you can also just do it with your finger, so you can do it in public.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, and at that point, I think that's just Fruit Ninja with a different skin.
Well, no, but the math.
If you're just swiping the finger. Okay. And so how do we incorporate the math part?
Because you have trees of different lengths and sizes, so you have to figure out how to cut them to make the least leftover wood with a cord, because the cord is a very specific amount of wood. So you have to do math. So it'd be like, here's 6 trees, here's all their lengths. Like, how are you going to best chop them up? And you would like input that. So I guess I didn't even see it as like chopping. Like it's more like more like Gorillas, where you like type in what you're gonna do and then it's like, here you go. But you could also chop it. Like I think if you enter what you're gonna do and then it like the chopping part is almost like just for fun. I don't
know about the math of that one, because a cord is such like a specific size. Like you're always going to cut the wood in like there's not gonna you're not gonna cut the trees in a different way depending on the tree size, because the pieces of wood need to be the correct size to like make a cord.
What if the tree's really thick or really thin? Or what if you have a tree that's really short or really tall?
Right, you still cut it into chunks of the same size.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eventually, like,
okay.
I guess that you could incorporate like a mathematic aspect in that maybe you have orders for a certain number of cords of wood, and then so this tree is an 8-foot diameter and 12 feet tall, which that is the weirdest looking tree. Wow. Okay.
All right. Sure.
That's like a baobab or something, but okay. But like, and then you have to figure out how many pieces of wood, because like the number of pieces of wood is always going to be the same in a cord, basically. And you're like, okay, this tree is worth 120 pieces of wood. This order is for 3 cords, which is 1,000 pieces of wood. I don't know how many pieces of wood are in each cord. Okay. And then, and then the specific mathematical part is because you have like a limited number of trees to work with. So if you waste some, right? If you cut too much, then like the wood goes bad. Or you can't finish the season because like you'll get a 2-cord order.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Okay. What's it called?
Well, it was going to be Learn 'em Up Kid, but now it definitely isn't. So
I got a cord for you, Roy.
No, I don't know what that is. So
because corduroy.
Okay.
Cord it up. We've got 15 seconds.
Chop it down, cord it up.
Chop it down, cord it up. 10 seconds left. I made a call there.
You had to. I thought you would.
Oh shoot! Oh no! I didn't stop the timer. It's gonna go. Okay. Whew.
It's okay. All right.
Final time.
Final time.
Final one. Oh, I'm starting.
Reserve, variant, monster.
Okay.
Reserve could be many things.
Reserve the main mechanic could be you have a reserve of stamina. So like a stamina bar that doing stuff consumes.
I was thinking
you're
you
trying
have
to
like
escape from a monster.
a reserve of monsters, and it's more of a DNA game. You're making monster variants.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's a way better idea. That is a way better idea than run away from the monster with a limited stamina bar. Okay. Well, that's the game.
Yeah, so
we
you
don't
have
need
a
to say
reserve.
anymore.
Well, I would say a reserve of like maybe like DNA, right? A reserve, and you're like collecting that, and then you can make monsters.
Oh, I was thinking like a monster reserve.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
Oh,
like
yeah,
a reservation.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And
No?
then you can make variants of the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
then
you just pick different monsters and like they have, I don't know, stats and attributes.
I mean, I don't like thinking about them living on a reservation.
That's called a zoo.
But they're monsters. They're not animals.
I guess preserve is the word that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I was thinking that you had
isn't there like nature reserves too?
No, that's preserve.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's always preserve. Wait. No, but there's also nature reserves.
Okay.
A part of territory where the preservation of the fauna, flora, soil, water. It's interchangeable, it seems.
I feel icky about having like parts to make monsters, and then you can make different variants of the monster in a reserve.
A reserve is an area set aside for animals, whereas a preserve already has the animals.
Gotcha.
So that's the difference. Like you build a fence around a preserve, you build a fence and then put animals in it for a reserve.
Okay.
So
well, anyway, either way, I think it's creepy. You know, the breeding games creep me out.
Okay, well, you came up with the
yeah, but I thought you would have like, I have like blue and like this kind of power and this, and then you like mix it together and then it's like a monster. Not like I'm gonna breed these two monsters who live in my reserve. That's weird.
What if the monsters like it?
That's weird. I don't like where this conversation's going. I'm
just saying, Pokemon like to battle. No one. It's dog
Pokemon
fighting.
Pokemon has breeding, and it's weird. And I hate it. But when I learned that was true, I was horrified.
Okay. I
don't see why my way doesn't work.
So wait, can you repeat your way? I was looking up.
You have
reserve.
a reserve of supplies that like are attributes of monsters. So like blue skin, fire breath, whatever.
Yeah.
And you mix them together to make variants of monsters. And they can do tasks or like fight battles or be cool.
Okay, so like the only difference is that
there's no implied mating of two people or monsters. You're just collecting, and then that could be like the resource collection too, as you're trying to like make like cool monsters to like beat other things.
Okay. Yes.
You still don't understand why it's different, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay if you don't understand. We gotta. Is it
gameplay
okay?
wise? It's exactly the same.
Then we need to name it.
Well, okay. How do you harvest the reserves?
I was picturing the woods, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No. Like in order to get fire breath from a being, how do you get fire breath from the being?
Like from a rock.
What?
Like you crack open a rock and there's a little.
You crack open a rock and there's an orb with fire breath in it, and then.
That's what I'm picturing.
I don't understand what this game idea is anymore.
Oh no.
I was imagining like you had a Charmander and you extract fire breath from him and give it to a Rattata.
Oh, that's so sad. I don't want that either. That's so sad.
We have 25 seconds left.
Okay, fine. We'll just go with your game idea because you understand it, and we'll name it.
But we haven't described it yet either. Okay, well, we've got 7 seconds left. What's the name?
Monster in My Pocket.
That's just Pokemon.
That is just Pokemon, so I don't think we won on that one. I feel defeated, which means we lost.
Oh.
When I feel defeated, it means we lost.
Oh, no.
I don't understand. If you got fire breath from like a bonfire, would that make sense? Like you harvest it, you like harvest the essence of it, and you can like get different powers from it, maybe like fire breath or like heat feet.
Well, okay. We're gonna extend this past the 5 because I'm really curious. Okay. All right. So this is a multi-phased game, right?
Yeah.
You have a phase where you are apparently out in the wilderness breaking rocks, collecting orbs from them.
Not necessarily breaking rocks, but yes.
Okay.
Many
you get a
different
fire
things.
breath orb.
Yeah.
You go back to your reservation.
No. No, the reserve is metaphorical.
You go back to your ranch.
Your science lab.
Your science lab. Okay. You have a rat in your science lab.
I feel like I'm like describing a dream.
Fire orb, right? So you give the fire orb to the rat.
No, because you have other orbs. You don't start with anything.
Okay, so you take a fire breath orb.
You put it in a pot.
You put it in a pot with
like
a rat orb.
I don't know, like another orb. Like
What happens if you take a fire breath orb and ice breath orb and put them in the pot?
You would get a really cool fire ice being thing that could do both.
Okay. But okay. All right. And then what do you do with that being?
It's cool.
Okay.
Then it's cool. Okay. You could use it to like get more resources. So like maybe you needed to melt something. Like you have to melt ice to get an ice orb, so you have to make a fire breath. And you can.
Okay.
And then they hang out with you and they go and they follow you around.
Okay, if you have ice fire breath, which is the combination of 2 orbs, all right, and then you find stone skin orb. Can you do stone skin orb on fire ice breath?
No, they're already done. Once it's already cooked, you can't add more.
Okay.
But you could do all 3 together initially.
Okay. What's the limit? Can you put one of every? What happens if you put 2 fire breath orbs?
Extra fire, more points.
What if you put 2 fire breath orbs and an ice breath orb? It's stronger fire, but still combo. Okay.
It's got like an ice tail or something. Maybe what you're doing is you sell them to like you can use them to collect resources and keep them for yourself, or you can sell them as like pets to rich people who want fancy pets, and then they'll tell you like, I need a pet with stone skin that grows plants, and you'll be like, okay, I'll go find that for you, and you'll make one.
Okay.
And then
designer pets for rich people, absolutely fine, but I draw the line if animals have to procreate.
I don't like it.
Okay, how about this spin on it? All right, a lot of these games, you take Monster A, Monster B, and then they fuse into Monster C.
I've seen games like that, yeah. That's really creepy. That's very Frankenstein. And like, where does the consciousness go? Like, is that fused? Is one more powerful than the other? I don't know. That's creepy. That's pretty creepy.
Oh no. Okay. Well, our email is
makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. You can send us game ideas you want us to read on the pod. You can say hi. Be nice. You can also find us on social media at MakeThatGamePod. You can find us on Twitch. Oh, we're going to stream next weekend on Saturday.
Oh, shoot. What are we going to stream?
I don't know.
We got to figure it out. Well, we're going to stream next Saturday.
We don't know what we're going to stream, but we will be streaming. So follow
11
us on
a.m.?
11:30.
EST?
Yeah.
EDT? Is it EST or EDT?
I think we're in D right now.
Okay. Eastern time.
Yeah, so 11:30 I think we'll do.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to stream yet, but we will be streaming, so follow us on twitch.tv/makethatgame so you'll get notified that we go live. We also post those on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/@makethatgame. And of course, if you're enjoying the podcast, please give us a rating and review on iTunes or Spotify. And if you're on Spotify, you can actually now leave comments on the episode. So say hi, tell us your favorite part. Yeah, that's all I have. So if you heard a game today that you need to go out there and play, you're not going to be able to play it until you go out there and make
that game.